If you missed our last video, we drove to our 33rd state of Minnesota and rented canoes to spend 6 days exploring the Boundary Waters, which are a remote cluster of lakes that sit on the US-Canadian border. Canada. We have no cell reception, we're attempting to navigate with a paper map.
Here goes nothing.
And we have to carry everything we need to survive on our backs.
Nice!
Including the canoes. None of us have ever been on a trip like this before, and we're learning a lot of things the hard way.
Whoa.
During the first 2 days of the trip, we encountered a bear,
Hey!
had a much more pleasant encounter with the bald eagle, and got attacked by mosquitoes.
Ow! Bit me in the eyeball.
Like for real.
That is terrifying.
Oh, there's another one.
Got it!
Nice!
In this video, we'll take you along on part 2 of the adventure, which
Okay.
ended up being quite the roller coaster.
Just when I thought this video was gonna end without any drama. Morning. Not a bad view to wake up to. Every night after I go to sleep, my sleeping pad, it turns into a piece of paper. I'm just sleeping directly on the ground.
We are pretty much pros.
I feel like this hat is starting to look more like a female gardening hat the longer I wear it.
They're so cute though.
We are starting the morning with just a short paddle across Clearwater Lake. It's day 3. I feel like we're really starting to get the hang of things, kind of fall into a rhythm. So we thought we'd mix it up.
About to show them how it's done.
You ready for this?
Yeah. Feeling strong.
This first portage is 214 rods, and the girls are going to attempt to carry the canoes. I thought we were doing a little too much complaining yesterday.
I don't appreciate the word attempt.
I was thinking the same.
We're doing it. We'll see you there. We'll be waiting on you.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Ooh, I love it. We're not trying nothing. How do we pick it up? Oh, your straps are all wet. Okay, this is heavy as. Oh my gosh, Dave. What do you have in here?
All the electronics are on your back.
I feel like it's one thing to carry the canoe, and then carrying the canoe with 2 backpacks on. Who thought this was a good idea?
All right, now you just gotta lift the canoe up and put it on your head. Should I be nervous that the electronics are gonna go in the water?
Yeah, did you roll it 4 times?
No.
One hand here.
Yeah.
One hand over here, and then you just lift it up.
Onto your head. Don't break the GoPro off.
Can I hold it like this? I can't do it.
Don't fall! Keep the bag out! The white. Don't fall! Keep the bag out!
My foot slipped!
Garrett!
Ow, everything hurts. That was really hard. Oh shoot! Help. What do I do? Oh shoot. Stay strong. Whose idea was this? I can't breathe. Go.
All right, as soon as you get it on, we'll just take a little break.
Ah! What are you doing? Ah! Help!
Grab in front of you.
Wait, what are you
I'm
doing?
saying right here. Put your hands right here. Yes.
What did you do? You did it!
Nobody touched it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, nobody was touching it.
Oh shit.
Put your hands
You
farther
got
out.
it,
Put your
Dad.
hands farther out in front.
You gotta hold
got
it.
it.
You gotta hold the front down.
Put this hand right here.
It's like a seesaw on your back. See,
Peace, y'all.
see it? See you at the end.
Oh, I'm so proud of her. I'm right behind you, sister. Okay.
As soon as she walks by a branch, she's just gonna.
I don't think that was my fault. How do you get on?
Walk in front of me. Walk in.
All
All right, walk in front of me. Now, I'm gonna give it to you from here. Now you just slowly work your way up. Walk your hands.
You can almost kind of hop. Now it's just you in the canoe.
This is so hard.
All right,
I'm sorry for everything I said.
you're almost there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Good luck.
Thanks. Here we go. Do you have any other tips?
Sometimes I like to put my hands on the inside,
The inside of what?
the canoe.
The rails where my shoulder pads are?
No,
I don't understand. I'm carrying an entire canoe on my shoulders over rocks and limbs, through branches. No problem.
all right, Nate, now we gotta do the hard part.
You think we can get these backpacks?
Carry the extra 15 pounds of food.
Oh, I forgot to put the fanny pack on. All right.
Oh my gosh. Woo, my shoulders.
What do you think, Dusty? Are you gonna be able to make it?
I think I can make it all the way to the water.
You know how sometimes something comes out of your mouth and you immediately regret it? That's exactly what happened to me when Kara fell in the water. Keep the bag out! The first thing I was worried about was the electronics bag and not Kara. And I should have been worried about her, not the equipment. And I feel bad, I feel guilty.
Whoops.
Also, I should just throw it out there that we would have been happy to help the girls get the canoes on their back. They wanted to prove that they could do it themselves. There's some, oh gosh, something's biting my head.
Whoops. Oh my gosh, I think it was hitting the ground.
This portage is 214 rods and about a third the length of the really long portage that we did yesterday. Honestly, I'm gonna be super impressed if the girls carry the canoes for this entire portage. It's by no means easy. We've had a lot of fun with it, but it will really impress me.
Oh, my shoulders.
Maybe it looks that unstable on my shoulders also.
Yeah, we just spotted them. How's it going under there?
It's hurting.
You're doing great. I'm very impressed that you've made it this far.
Oh, it's really hard.
Sarah must have just fallen off the cliff.
Sarah's hauling. I haven't even seen her yet.
Sarah, you're crushing it.
Thanks.
Both of the girls are still going. They've yet to set down the canoe. They may be setting a record for the longest canoe carry right now. Way to go, girls. Set it down if you need to.
If I put it down, I'm not getting it back up. I hear Sarah!
Pull down, pull down. Pull down on the front. Got it.
Oh my gosh, I see the water. I see it. Sarah! Woo! How do I get out?
Walk it into the water right there.
I'm scared of the water.
It's like, it's pretty smooth. Keep going, keep going. Now turn to the side and let it go.
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You did it! Wow. I need this off. I just want to lie down. Woo! That's the hardest thing I've ever done. I can't believe we did it. Sarah, you kept me going. I couldn't do it. And then I heard you, and then I did it.
I'm so proud
It's all because of you.
Let's go swimming!
Okay.
This is the best day of my life.
I don't know about that. I don't think I can get up. I just need to do this for a second.
I don't think we've done that one that long. But yeah, step it up.
The girls set the record for the longest canoe carry.
I just shed a tear.
You are crying a little bit.
Tears of joy. My pain is coming out in tears. I'm okay. Thank you for carrying the canoe every day. It's a lot harder, and I'm sorry I acted like
That's
it was.
not what I wanted from this.
It was so hard.
I'm just so proud of you.
We don't try! We do! We did it! Thank you for getting me through! Woo! I feel alive! Nate was behind me saying, like, find your why. Like, why are you doing this? And all I could think about was celebrating with Sarah when we got here.
I'm glad that's the only one we have to do today. That was definitely top 3, if not number 1, best moment of my entire life, getting to the end of that portage.
That was our only portage of the day. I don't even have to put the canoe on my shoulders. I just have a long paddle down a lake. And if we're lucky, we have a really awesome campsite picked out for the night.
All right, Nate. I'm ready. All right, it's the moment of truth. There is one island on the whole map that has a campsite on it, and we can see it. We don't see any people there yet, but we can't see the other side, so they could be there. Everything's worked out for us so far, so I'm sure we'll figure something out, but our hearts are really set on this island.
Yes! Spending the night on the island. I had this much energy to paddle all day.
Oh my gosh, today's perfect. Now just need some nudes.
Nudes?
Some noodles.
Oh.
Ow.
I can't believe it.
As if today couldn't get any better.
Exactly.
We are camping on a private island in the middle of the Boundary Waters.
Look at that, we even have benches. And a fire pit that we can't use.
Told you I'd get you a private island one day, baby. Island life.
That's
Bust
right.
out the sunscreen and the pina coladas.
I wish we had pina coladas.
Hopefully there are no bears that live on this island.
Hey, hey!
So if you were curious what the bathroom situation is like in the Boundary Waters campsites, let me give you a little tour. So you get to go on a nice little nature walk. The birds chirping. Oh, found it. Fancy. This is a latrine, which is basically a toilet seat in the middle of a forest with a really deep hole. Not a lot of privacy, but it's pretty fun. And it definitely beats digging a hole in the ground.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers all.
To the girls crushing it.
And having our own island paradise.
For lunch, we're having cold-soaked ramen, which is a fancy way of saying we don't have enough gas to cook for lunch and dinner.
Pretty decent.
Agreed.
Kind of like the crunch. This is the first time I've had bug bites that itch.
Same.
I still don't somehow. All right.
This is our third night setting up camp. We're starting to get the hang of it, so we're gonna see how quickly we can do it. It is 5:30 to go.
Wait.
What are you doing?
I was preparing by taking my hat off.
Perfect.
Get the tent out, Nate.
Do your thing. No, wrong hole. The one that goes in the tent.
You don't feel like we're going very fast.
No.
What is this?
The brown tarp. These are the ones that buckle to the corners. It's not that it's a race, it's just the less time we can spend doing this, the more time we can spend doing other things.
Is putting our sleeping pads in there included?
everything.
I don't think I can get faster at this no matter what.
It's my least favorite part of setting up camp. Plus it has a hole in it, so I only get to enjoy it for about 30 minutes anyway. Whoa.
Why don't you sit down?
Throw it in there. Zip it up.
Time!
No, not yet.
Oh.
Time! 5:39 on the dot.
Whoa.
Exactly 7 minutes. Oh, getting good at
pretty
this camping thing.
Yeah, I think we could do it in 5. I think
I
if
still
I
feel
start,
dizzy from blowing up that mattress.
if we start blowing up our mattress on the way to camp.
That was actually a lot faster than I expected. I feel like all we've done on this trip is paddle, portage, set up camp, cook, take down camp, paddle, portage, set down. Like,
Yeah.
I thought we would have all this free time, and this afternoon is the first time we've had like time to just sit there and like talk and catch up with Sarah and Dusty.
It's true.
We've just been like moving from one place to the next or doing things necessary to survive. I was like, what are we gonna do? Like, should I bring a Kindle or like
I brought a deck
download
of cards.
bunch of podcasts?
None
It
of
is
that.
day 3 and this is the first time I've had any free time.
Let's go
But
do activities.
How do we not have free time? That only took 7 minutes.
This is also the first night we haven't slept right next to Sarah and Dusty. They're all the way up here.
Don't even come over here with that camera. We're still blowing up our sleeping pads. Rude.
Do you miss us too?
I do miss you. I'm so mad that we're not sleeping next to each other.
There is this sense of safety in numbers when our tents are right next to each other. It's like if a bear decides to come attack camp, it at least has 4 people to choose from. Now it only has 2. What are you doing over here?
Just tapping my leg.
What?
Takes longer, but I don't get lightheaded.
Whoa! There may or may not be a wolf on our island.
We brought 4 of these gas canisters. Ours ran out while we were cooking. Both of Dusty and Sarah's gas canisters have already run out, and we only have 1 more left. 3 of our 4 gas canisters are gone, and we're halfway through the trip, which means we're gonna be eating cold food. There's a fire ban, so we can't have any other external sources of heat. I'm kind of scared to see what happens if we can't heat up coffee in the morning for Kara.
None of the gas cans were completely full. They were all left over from previous trips. And I told Dusty I think we should buy all full cans for this trip.
So Dusty's eating cold food?
No, I'm eating cold food. They all got to heat up their chili. Look at me, I got a peanut butter tortilla and cold rice. That's still hard as a rock. Al dente.
There's so much just friction on this tree.
Oh no.
I don't know how it's holding.
I kind of feel like this tree is gonna fall down. I just heard a crack. Have y'all seen the root of this tree? Here's our foundation.
We got it figured out by night 3.
Problem.
American totally gets this.
Yep.
I can reach this myself.
You think a 4-foot bear could get that?
No one's getting that tonight, baby.
This is the craziest thing. There are like 2 different groups of howling coyotes, no, wolves. One over here and one over here, and they're just going back and forth. And we are just so isolated right now. I love it. Like, you can only hear sounds that are natural when you're out here. I think I should clarify that we're not positive they're wolves, but like, what else could they be?
All right, let me start by saying I am super proud and super impressed of the girls.
Best part of the day by far was Sarah portaging the canoe.
Today was the best day ever.
She dominated it.
They got off to a really rocky start getting the canoes on their shoulders.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I pulled something in my back.
And then to complete the longest portage without setting the canoes down, that was something I definitely didn't expect.
The best moment was at the end. I told Dusty, I was like, I think I'm about to reach my limit. And then we took like 5 more steps and I could see the water, and I will never forget the feeling of seeing the water at the end of that portage.
I just couldn't believe that Sarah was still going. I kept like waiting to walk into her and her be like resting, and then she was just never there.
If this is a confessional, I did not have high hopes that she could do it. I thought she was gonna struggle, but don't tell her that.
The best part about it for me was that I think a lot of times people underestimate what I can do or doubt my abilities in certain things. And so to do something like that and finish it feeling so good about it was just...
Sarah, you're a beast. That was insane. I couldn't have done it without you.
I think I really learned today that you have to make yourself be the person that you want to be and not just become who everyone expects you to become. So, I don't even know what else to say. It was amazing. It was so amazing.
This is the longest I have ever been outside in my life. And it's only been 3 days. Like, we trekked to Everest Base Camp, which took 12 or 13 maybe, or 14 or 15. But we were like sleeping in tea houses at night. Like, we were going inside. Like, we literally, the only structure we've gone in is our tent.
Also, it is day 3, and I think I thought about how our last YouTube video is doing for the first time this morning. I'm actually really surprised how little I've missed the internet while we've been out here. Even trekking to Everest Base Camp, we could buy little internet cards and at least connect every couple days. We're like plus 72 hours into having no connection with the outside world.
I haven't even taken any photos on my phone. Usually that's what I do all day, every day. And I told myself I was gonna do that today, and I still didn't. Being here is just, I feel like it's changed me.
Maybe my favorite part about the whole trip is that anytime we get to a campsite or a portage, anywhere where there's traffic, there's no trash anywhere. It's so clean. It makes you feel like you're the first person out here. It is so nice and gives me a little bit of faith in humanity that we can take care of the earth. Sounds corny, but.
All right, we need this visual of how far Kara and I portage. 214, right here. You see all these little wimpy portages? This is what we did, baby. Okay, the boys, listen, they're doing this 317. We'll see if they can get it in one go. So far, they've only been averaging about 100 rods. Kara and I did 214 rods, and we each had a fall.
I think the guys on this trip feel like they have a lot less to prove.
I do not have anything to prove. I'm just better than y'all.
Almost went down.
The Berks have been a tricky shoot option.
That looks super cozy though. My feet just stay constantly wet because the bottom of these shoes don't dry. This is a morning confessional. One of my favorite parts of this trip has been waking up every morning and having a cup of coffee and an entire pack of Pop-Tarts. Life gets simple out here, and this is one of the little luxuries.
You still sleeping good on your flat mattress?
No, not as good last night. I would never let myself eat an entire pack of Pop-Tarts in everyday life. But I figure I'm working hard for it out here.
Thanks.
What do you call that hairdo?
This morning we are finishing our paddle across West Pine Lake. West Pike Lake, which is a big one, before we get to our first portage. And guess who's not carrying the canoe today? This girl. I have a whole new respect for Nate and Dusty. I cannot wait to carry my little backpack with my little food bag and the paddles and the camera. No big deal. Definitely a little sore this morning. I'm sad to admit.
The only bummer so far about this trip for me has been that this is a no drone zone, the entire boundary waters. And the only reason that just really hurts my heart is because there's no way for you to appreciate just how remote we are without me being able to put the drone up and then just back up as far as I can and show you that we are the only canoe on this massive lake.
It hurts.
So you'll just have to do your best to imagine. I mean, I completely understand why it's a no drone zone. We saw an airplane yesterday and the noise was just so abrupt. That was the first motor we've heard in 3 days. In everyday life, if an airplane flies over, I don't think a single thing about it, but here I was like, my ears, what is that terrible noise? And you'd probably be able to hear our drone from like 10 miles away.
Good luck. I love you.
All right,
See you at the end.
There we go.
Wow, this bag ain't nothing. Never complaining again. Although we do have a mile of portage, which is quite long.
This is our second longest portage. It is almost exactly 1 mile. It's about 300 rods. The girls did 200 rods yesterday. So just to keep my pride intact, I'm going to attempt to do this entire portage without setting the canoe down. 30 minutes of pain for a lifetime of glory. Otherwise, Kara, hold this over my head forever. I have a new strategy on this one though. I'm not gonna try to rush it. I'm not gonna man up and get beastly. I'm just gonna get very zen, take some deep breaths, and just tell myself the canoe is not heavy. It's not heavy, and I could do this all day if I had to. This trail is not exactly easy though.
Doesn't seem like many people take this path, which is kind of fun, but a little bit annoying. There are just branches sticking out everywhere, which is annoying for me, but it's gotta be triple annoying for the guys.
This sure is a tiny trail.
Ugh. Yeah, we're not really sure where we're going.
I'm looking at this as a form of meditation. I'm pretty sure there's some monks that hold some really uncomfortable poses for a long time just to prove their power over their mind. It's kind of what I'm doing here.
We're at our first unmarked split in the trail. I'm gonna make sure Nate doesn't pass it. He has no peripheral vision, so I feel like he's gonna walk right by it.
I am one with the canoe. The canoe is a part of me. I'm like a turtle. This is my home.
You did it!
I did it.
I just knew you were gonna miss this right turn.
I appreciate you waiting on me.
No problem.
I'm in Zen mode, kind of like when I jumped off that canyon swing. Oh, baby!
How's it going?
Great, doesn't hurt at all. I could do this all day.
You're getting really good at controlling your mind.
Yeah. I don't care how many trees hit the canoe. Doesn't bother me at all. Just gonna keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep my pride. Okay. Deep breaths. It's probably what a hermit crab feels like when it gets a new shell. It's probably really heavy at first.
He's really getting me with these animal references. I'm having a hard time keeping up with him. It's been a lot of uphill. I'm super tired.
The shoulders are really the weak point. My legs aren't tired at all. Neither are my shoulders. Oh, I said I wasn't gonna bro up. Neither are my shoulders. Everything is calm and peaceful and serene, and this canoe is not heavy on my shoulders. And I'm taking deep breaths so that I don't throw up. What's inside of us that makes us want to do stuff like this? Like, what part of human nature just really wants to push ourselves to the brink and see what we're capable of? I guess that's the reason that we live in houses and we've gone to the moon and we still don't live in caves, because there's always people in one way or another who are trying to push it a little bit further to see what they're capable of, whether it be physically or mentally. It's also the reason that we eat mushrooms. Who decided that was a good idea? Somebody had to go around and try all the mushrooms and figure out which ones killed you and which ones were edible. I'd rather be carrying the canoe than be that guy.
Pick up the pace.
Hey, I'm just zenned out up here. The pain is incredible. And by incredible, I mean excruciating. I see the water! I can see the water, but I don't even care because I can keep going all day. Just kidding, that was the hardest mile of my entire life. I feel a little nauseous. But I set a goal and I accomplished it. I'm gonna feel good about it for the rest of the day. Woo! Come on! Thoroughly broken. Woo!
I'm glad to hear a little excitement. Woo! Did we just cannonball off of there?
That eagle is huge.
Yeah. All right, for lunch today, we're opening another sausage. Last time we did this, a bear came out of the woods to greet us.
Oh my gosh, he smelled our
Did you see him?
charcuterie.
So we're all on high alert right now. We've opened the bear attractant. Kara, let me see that cheese you're considering eating. Let me see how desperate you really are.
It's just a block of pepper jack. Smells good.
That started as cubes.
I think it's fine.
The best thing about finishing that last portage is that it was the only one of the day. From here, we just have a long paddle down Pine Lake until we get to the campground where we're hopefully sleeping tonight. At this point, we've learned not to expect campgrounds to be empty. I would say that more than 50%, actually probably more than 75% of the spots that we've wanted to camp at so far have been taken. At this point, we just keep our expectations really low, and if we find an open campground, we take it.
Okay, group morale has been quite low today.
I feel like today you can kind of tell we've all been not sleeping so great at night. I feel like we all have a little bit of the day 4 blues today.
We've been getting bitten by these flies since last night.
Nobody's really mad. It's not really the blues. It's just like calm. There's just not a lot of energy in the group today.
What are you talking about? I'm hype AF.
Sarah keeps trying to force the energy. I don't think it's a bad thing that we're all just having a calm, peaceful day. I'm still in my zen state from carrying the canoe.
Part of me wants to just like soak in the bad emotions. I'm like, if you're having an emotion, just experience it. But then part of me is like, we're in this beautiful place. The sun is shining so bright today and it was cloudy all day yesterday. So I told everyone to down their Celsius and we'll party next time we get grouped back up.
How you doing back there?
I said we really probably needed a round of tequila shots, but this is all we have, so.
We're making progress towards home. Slowly but surely.
Life is pretty good right now. My phone is dead. The sun is shining. The eagles are soaring. And we're just slowly floating about 1.5 knots towards our campsite.
We're definitely not going 1.5 knots.
Half a knot?
Quarter of a knot.
Quarter of a knot. You're disrupting the peace. This is called noise pollution and it's against the rules in the boundary waters.
What?
So this is called noise pollution.
You're noise pollution. This was a bad day for me not to be able to find the campsite on the map. We've just been paddling around in circles now for the last 30 minutes. Because according to the map, there should be a campsite somewhere within a few hundred yards of where we are.
We've gone back and forth down the edge at least twice.
And it just doesn't exist. Which means that everyone gets 1 extra portage today.
We're facing a huge headwind. I don't know if you can hear it. But I think the troops have finally rallied. We're gonna power through to the end of this lake and then do another portage and see if we can camp at the next lake. But I think spirits are high again. So that is a huge plus.
See you on the other side. All right. 1 last unexpected portage. Hoorah! Ow!
Oh yeah, we should have
Last thing I need is biting flies. I left everything on the last portage. All the gas I had in my tank I used up because there was only supposed to be 1 today. Zen-Nate is gone!
When you're not expecting to have to put a canoe on your back again, it makes it a little bit harder.
Whew. I'm so ready to be done today.
All the campsites are full, so we're going to the next lake, and there's only 1 campsite on that lake, so hopefully that one's open.
I don't know what we're gonna do if this last spot isn't available.
Oh, another canoe. Keep going.
Thank you. Did you guys come off of
So
Pine?
yes,
How are the sites on Pine?
this is 0 sites.
There's nothing
Was
on
this-
Caribou, and there's not anything on Low Caribou.
Dang.
Y'all have a good trip.
All right, you too.
Thanks.
All right. That girl brought bad news.
Did you hear them?
What just happened?
So, the 2 girls that Dusty just passed on the trail told him not only is the 1 campsite at the next lake full, which that's what we were really hoping for, but also all the campsites at the next lake are full as well. So,
Which is 7 campsites.
What?
we have not seen an open campsite all day, It's almost 6 o'clock. Like even by the time we got to the last campsite in the second lake, it would be dark. Get eaten alive by mosquitoes. I don't know. I mean, do we go to the next lake and just find a spot in the woods that's like not a campsite? I don't know. Ow! It's kind of my vote. I mean, it depends. Like, I'm down to go look because I'm not gonna stand here and get eaten by mosquitoes. What's the group vote? Sorry, that's a mosquito.
I have no idea. There was a place that kind of looked like a campsite, but it wasn't, over on our lake, that we were gonna go back to.
If you put one tent right there, and maybe one tent right here.
But we're pretty sure they're gonna see it and get to it first. So the guys are going to see if they snagged it while Sarah and I wait with the stuff. If they did, we're not sure what we're gonna do. The real issue here is we're losing light, and once it gets dark, first of all, it would be scary and not fun to look for a place to camp, and the mosquitoes come out. This is craziness. Who knew? Boundary Waters. Popular place. What's the verdict?
Let's go hike back down the mountain we just climbed up.
The girls did not listen to Nate. They didn't take the one spot that looked like it's possible to set up a tent. So we're turning around and gonna take that instead of keep pushing forward to the unknown.
All right, home sweet home. I don't think this is technically a campsite, but it's the best we can do. All of these roots and rocks aren't exactly looking great for my airless sleeping pad.
Oh, Nate.
Think a tent will fit back here? There's less rocks and roots.
Yeah?
Somebody can definitely fit back here.
Oh, sweet. Okay, should we split up setting up camp and making dinner?
Yep. All right, we're gonna see if we can fit a tent in the middle of the woods. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna fit. Ow. Ooh, I got that one. The only reason we're rushing to get things set up is because we have about an hour and a half until the infestation of mosquitoes begins. My goodness, this is crazy. We have to set up tent, eat, hang our bags up, maybe film confessionals, and then get in our tents. Our bodies are gonna be a little slanted. All right.
Even though we're not at a designated campsite tonight, we still brought a toilet kit. So we have a shovel, toilet paper, pee funnel. That might have been too much information. So we're still gonna be following Leave No Trace protocols even without the latrine to the best of our abilities. So just so everyone's aware.
On your chin, get it, get it, oh!
You want the deep?
It's still on your chin.
Mother, oh my gosh. I can't deal with it. I raised my foot.
If one more bug lands on my face.
One of the best parts about the Boundary Waters is the freedom that you have once you get in. Once you have a permit to come into the Boundary Waters, you can go wherever you want, you can stay as long as you want, you can camp at any of the designated camping sites. And that's super nice because you have the freedom every day to kind of choose your own adventure. You can just paddle until you get tired and then pull over at the nearest open campsite, or if you pass a campsite that looks really cool, you can stop early and camp there for the night. But one of the worst parts about the Boundary Waters is the freedom that other people have. There's just no way to know if someone's camping in a spot until you show up there. So the people who are camping in these spots that we've passed today, they could have been there for a week. I'm kind of joking about the worst part being other people's freedom. I don't know if the Boundary Waters are crowded right now or if this is what it's normally like. But I guess like everything else in life, there are trade-offs. Can I have some more, please?
You get one scoop. I was just trying to act like a mean lunch lady.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to a well-deserved meal. You made it.
Look at that good attitude. Cheers.
Thanks for dinner, Kara.
Welcome.
What do you call that hairdo?
I haven't showered in 6 days, but swam in the lake every day,
Can you give
and
a,
haven't used a brush.
Can you give it a wiggle for me?
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. We should give it a name.
No. All right, Sarah.
What am I confessing?
Couples confessions.
Your mattress is already deflated.
Oh no.
Well, you planned pretty much the whole trip. Is it going as planned?
Yeah, everything's going great. I just got really hungry today. Hangry in the evening, and now I'm tired. Another Starburst.
It's on your eyeball. Get this way to the Starburst. I feel like overall, it was a good day. Just like relaxing.
Yeah.
Until the whole campsite debacle.
Yeah.
I feel like today was the worst day that could have happened.
It could have ended really badly. I mean, it like drug out like a little longer than I wanted it to, just because I was starting to get a little antsy that it was gonna get dark and we were gonna still be in the middle of the lake.
Why are you holding my head up for me?
So you don't have to hold it.
Thank you.
I think overall the group as a whole did really well. We got into a really frustrating situation. We had to all come together and make a decision. We were tired, we were hungry, and nobody went at each other's throats. We have a lot more challenging situations coming up as a group in the coming weeks. So I think this was a good test and we passed.
It was a good exercise.
Bugs are getting in here. Bugs are getting in here. You left this open.
Can't give you my true feelings because Dusty and Sarah are in the tent right next to us.
They're so annoying.
How do you feel about Kara and Nate? You want to talk some trash about them?
No.
It was killing me when Kara would be so happy that it was sunny, and it was draining me so bad.
The sun will be coming out. She's like, yes, the sun. And I'm like, no, cloud, come back. Somehow the sun gives her energy, but it takes it away from me.
What was killing you about Nate?
Nothing.
Come on.
I guess if I'm gonna pick one thing, I thought when we finished the mile-long portage, Nate was gonna be hype man, but he was still zenned
It
out.
was impressive that he did that.
I would like to add that even though today was slow and peaceful, I still didn't miss the internet or my phone, any of it. It's the weirdest thing. I feel like people all the time are like, oh, I love going off the grid and like not having internet. And I'm always like, yeah, but I really don't.
I'm kind of starting to itch. I just really need to see how our most recent videos are performing.
I just can't believe I've made it this long without having at least the slightest.
Check my email.
I'm not there yet. Maybe tomorrow.
The mosquitoes are coming out.
Oh no. So yeah, I don't think we have many more
Good night.
confessions.
Good night.
I feel like you can see its intestines.
Yeah.
Day 5.
It is the start of our last full day, which means it's now been 5, 6, 7. We're closing in on a week of not using soap. It's amazing how normalized being disgusting can become when you've been out here for so many days. Like, I didn't think a single thing about washing my spoon in the lake with no soap this morning. Just did it out of habit. Sarah and Dusty, how are y'all feeling on our last full day?
I'm feeling great, but sad.
Wow. The reflection is so good.
This is awesome. Yeah, if you're squeamish, look away. Oh,
Wait! Oh my
gross.
God. Oh my god.
I wanna see! I wanna see!
Kara, pull it off! Pull it off!
It was stuck!
Oh, I'm not even bleeding. I don't think it had bit into me, but now I feel like I'm covered in them.
Are they on me?
Wow, that's what it's like to hike.
We are starting our last day with a short hike carrying no bags and no canoes to a waterfall.
I have a feeling we're going the wrong way. Oh. Ow. The interesting thing about the Boundary Waters is there is no signage. The only signs we've seen is the border designating the US and Canada. So we think we're hiking to a waterfall right now, but just like everything else we've done this entire trip, we're guessing based on a very non-detailed map. Just adds to the adventure though. It makes you even more grateful when you end up where you were trying to go. No. Minus the cameras that we're carrying on this trip, we've gone back in time about 100 years technologically. We're using paper maps, we have no cell phones, cooking with fire, We're pooping in holes. We're powering our boats with our hands. We don't even own a wheel. Oh, I thought the group was gonna laugh at that. The wheel is like the first invention, you know? Oh, ha, ha, ha. Got a laugh track. What a way to start the last day! Do it!
Freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run. This is what we waited.
The closest thing I've had to a shower in 5 days.
Be free with me. Yeah.
Okay. Back to reality and back to carrying the canoe up the mountain that I've already carried it up last night. The camera looks really crooked, but there's nothing I can do about it. This is the 80 rod portage that we turned around in the middle of last night. This is just training for the next adventure.
It's peanut butter jelly time.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is our last long lake paddle of the trip. We're paddling down to the end of Caribou where there should be 4 campsites. And at this point, all we're hoping for is that one of them is available for tonight. I'd really like to stay at a real campsite for our last night in the Boundary Waters. Also, based on the big bass I caught and the pike. A pike! Oh! This is my new favorite lake of the trip. Whoa! Even though it's by far the grossest. Like purifying water is a bit questionable. All right, spot 1 of 4 is taken. I think there's an open spot. Ow! Apparently there are flies in this world that bite. As if flies out by themselves aren't annoying enough. I just took off my shirt and now one is eating me alive.
They also don't care about heat.
Doesn't bother them at all. They'll bite right through it. Honestly, I would take mosquitoes over these biting flies. Whew. No way.
Oh, finally! Woo! Woo!
Leeches everywhere.
Stop! Don't say that.
We did it!
Good work. Not only did we find a real campsite tonight, but if all of our options would have been available, this is the one I would have chosen.
Same. Look at all the room for swimming.
Ouchie! Out of my butt!
Look at this beautiful flat spot. This is our last night setting up camp. I'm feeling accomplished and a little sad, but mostly accomplished because this is the first of 2 big adventures we're doing back to back with Sarah and Dusty. So this is the last time setting up the tent for this one, but we'll be sleeping in this tent many more nights. Just not in the Boundary Waters. Look how flat it is.
This is amazing!
You remember the
green one?
Yeah.
The Eureka?
Yeah, so,
Well, and
okay, I'm not being dramatic, but I don't know about this.
Nate, this is the dreamiest clipping your toenails scene the world has ever laid eyes on.
For all you foot people out there.
Ew, do y'all have foot people comment on your show?
Yes.
Ew, are you serious?
Nice one, Nate.
Ooh, look at us.
This is actually really nice.
Oh, the hip.
We're going big tonight. We're not holding back on the gas because all we have left is our morning coffee, which I can drink cold if I have to. So we are having a nice hot meal where all of our noodles and rice are fully cooked. Cranking her up. Tonight's dinner is chicken fettuccine. I enjoy these instant meals way too much. Like, I literally think about what I'm gonna eat for dinner all day long.
That's disgusting.
You said I don't like spices in it. I can't believe you even ate as many bites as you did.
Okay, so we think Dusty burned his, what is this, butter noodles? And he wasn't eating it, and I was getting so upset because I thought I was gonna go hungry. So I was like, please make some rice. But really, it's just burned so bad. It honestly smells like an ashtray. And Dusty ate about half of it.
It smells more like if someone threw up in an ashtray.
Yes!
Man, the trip's pretty much over.
Day 5.
Okay, last day, day 5 of the trip.
My beard is less impressive than I hoped it would be.
Overall, I think this trip exceeded my expectations, especially since I'm the one who planned it and thought about it the most in preparation leading up to coming here.
I'm super proud of Sarah. She has never been on a trip like this, and honestly, neither have I.
This might also be the longest that the 4 of us have been together, just us 4, and it's been really easy and fun. So that was also just good experience, good group dynamics.
What in the world was that?
Oh, I think the best part about today was we figured out what was making the wolf noise. What we thought was a wolf this whole time was a loon, which is pretty much a duck. I think it's because right before we started the trip, the guy was telling us about timber wolves, so as soon as we heard a sound that sounded a little bit like a howl, we just assumed that it was a wolf. And tonight we definitely saw 2 ducks making that exact sound. Also, somebody majorly overpacked the food bags.
The food bag probably still weighs about 20 pounds.
I'm pretty sure we could survive for an entire additional week.
So we've been eating as much as we want.
Believe it or not, I haven't even really missed showering, even though it's been technically 8 days, because we didn't shower 2 days before this trip.
I could probably go another few days without a shower out here and still be fine.
I feel like usually when I don't shower for this long, I just stink. Something about like
Jumping in the clean water, and it only gets up to about 70 degrees every day, so not too much sweat.
I mean, it's looked better, but it's looked worse. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed. Yeah. Anyway, keep the hat on for now.
I said at the beginning of this trip, I didn't know if this was gonna be a survival challenge or a vacation. If I had to choose one or the other, I would say this definitely was more of a vacation than it was a survival challenge.
I think it was a lot more peaceful and calm than I thought it would be.
We definitely have not been suffering out here.
I was bringing things upon myself, like seeing how long I could portage the canoe without stopping, to really like add that extra layer of challenge to this trip.
People in my everyday life are always, whenever they try and do something hard, are like, oh, is this comparable to the bike trip, the Colorado bike trip? And I'm like, no, it's not. That was a grind.
But if I'm being completely honest, the most uncomfortable thing, the biggest challenge of this trip has not been carrying the canoe. It's been attempting to sleep on an air mattress that only holds air for the first hour of the night, which has gone surprisingly well. But every single night I've woken up in the middle of the night with no air in my air mattress, and my butt or my shoulder or like any bony part of my body is just laying against the hard ground. So I think lack of just like really good sleep has been the biggest challenge.
My favorite part of this trip by far has been being disconnected from the internet and not having my phone. But like even better than that is that I enjoyed being disconnected.
But overall, this has probably been one of the truest vacations that we've taken in the last 5 years, because we were just completely removed from the outside world. So in that regard, in terms of just like a vacation to clear your mind, this has been one of the best things we've done. And it's because it was forced. I would have never chosen to leave my phone behind.
And also not being able to just Google stuff has been really cool as well. Like actually having to use your brain, trying to figure things out or remember something has been kind of awesome as well.
When you think of a dream trip, you've hyped it up in your mind so much. Did it live up to it? I would say yes, because I'm already thinking, man, I'll definitely come back out here again at some point in my life.
Thank you, Sarah and Dusty, for planning such an awesome trip. I'm very excited it's not the last one. We have lots of fun adventures to come.
Peace out, vlog. See ya for the next great adventure.
I thought of one more thing. I just washed my face and I was using the night cream that I brought because I've carried it on my back for the last 5 days and haven't used it, and so I just wanted to use it once. But it reminded me, I wanted to say I also have not worn makeup since we got here, which is not normal for me. And I don't think I've ever said this on our channel before, but I pretty much always have makeup on. I never do my hair. I've never cared about my hair, and I'm very comfortable with my hair looking bad. Doesn't bother me. But I'm pretty insecure about my skin. I always have some kind of makeup on, especially my eyebrows. People make fun of me because my eyebrows just aren't very thick, which, you know, 10 years ago was really cool when everybody plucked their eyebrows. I didn't have to. But now that like shaped thick eyebrows are cool, I'm not cool anymore. But I get comments and like people telling me like, oh, please stop plucking your eyebrows, it'll look way better, or like, ew, what happened to her eyebrows? And just know that that's mean if that's you. And even if that's not you, you should go, oh, my legs look really weird. You should go send somebody a message that you follow and just say something nice. Anyway, all this to say, it's been very freeing to not have a mirror and not worry about my hair and makeup for 5 days in a row, and just to not even think about it and be on camera and just be okay with it. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you for listening. We did it, team.
Crazy.
Y'all have gotten really good at this on day 5. Look at those bags. Ow, ow! The first time I've even been able to reach the bags. Last powdered coffee.
Last time packing up camp. Last time packing up the canoe. Last paddle of the trip. That's not true. Second to last paddle of the trip.
Last portage.
Man, that feels good. Legitimately, a weight off my shoulders. I was thinking about it. I feel like watching this, it's really kind of hard to understand what we're going through. And if you want to decide whether or not this would be hard for you, put 90 to 100 pounds in a backpack and then walk a mile over uneven ground and don't touch the shoulder straps. Just like don't pull any of the weight off your shoulders. You can like
add some mosquitoes in the mix.
you can hop around and readjust, but you're not allowed to use your hands. So if anybody wants to try it, or you can come to the Boundary Waters.
Or at the top of the strap, just put like a 2x4 right here so that it's not wrapping around your shoulder at all.
The leeches are all over your legs. They're just crawling on your toes.
Nate, I was trying to do this by myself so you didn't have to, and now I'm about to run back. And I'm sinking.
Oh, I can feel them biting into you.
Stop!
The mud is seriously really like
That was not nice.
I'm sorry. Well, now seems like a good time to admit that I've been wearing this exact same shirt since we left Nashville. I brought extra shirts. I had all intentions of changing, but every morning when I woke up, I thought, I'm about to put on sunscreen, I'm about to put on bug spray. This shirt probably already has some bug spray left over in it anyway, so I just kept putting it back on. I mean, it doesn't smell good.
Okay, we just got to our last lake and it is so strange. So right off the portage, there was a little house, like a little cabin, which is already really shocking to us because we haven't seen any man-made structures in 6 days. And now there's motorboats on this lake. And we have this now, decks on the water. But this is probably a good warm up before we actually enter real life again.
This is it!
We're all gonna finish at the same time.
No! I feel sad. I don't want to be done.
Last paddle.
We survived 6 days in the wilderness, all by ourselves.
With only this stuff. Good work, everybody.
You know what it's time for?
All right, for 6 days, we've been carrying extra weight just for this moment. 3 Snickers and a Kind Bar for the vegan to celebrate the completion of this trip.
Give it to me.
I've looked at these every single day. It is so smushed. Cheers, y'all. Woo! We did it.
Good work, team.
Y'all smell so good. That was a good group.
Doesn't really look as nice as it did when we started the trip, but it tastes even better. Hey, for real, we survived 6 days with literally only what we could carry on our back.
Wild animals, minimal propane, leeches, dragonflies, snakes, mosquitoes.
The most impressive part to me is that
We drank powdered coffee for 6 days.
All right, everybody, look like you're enjoying yourself and not like it's day 4.
there you go.
Stop doing that! Wow, it looks great. Oh, the bun, I can't fix it. Is that okay? Oh, I need to take my teeth.
Does this rock look just like a recliner to anyone else? It's not as comfortable as it looks.
Smells like giardina. I'm not kidding, smell it.
You don't even know what that is.
I know it gives you diarrhea really bad.
For some reason, I can't comfortably leave my fingers in the water. I feel like a pike or something is gonna come up and bite them thinking they're a fish.
Did I scare you?
No.
Cheers, y'all! Oh my gosh.
It's a very well-deserved beer.
Voyager Brewing Co. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Keep the glass.
This is
Thank
so
you.
yummy.
These are epic glasses.
They are epic. We'll always remember.
It tasted better because we waited for it.
Mm-hmm.